So I'm going to start this off by addressing something that some of you, in fact, a lot of you might already know, as it was announced on Sunday. I am now a member officially of the For the Homies podcast. I am going to be there a lot more frequently, but I'm still going to be focusing on my main channel because this is my channel. I have plans here, I have an audience here, and I'm not going to stop working on that just because I have to admit I'm excited because the homies are great. I mean, Phantom, Crease, Vagabond, Jake, Sophie, Ebola, all the guys there, and MKMPU are all great members of the team, and I'm honored to be part of it because it's great, and the chemistry they all have with each other, it's awesome, and I am loving being a part uh of their channel now. It's pretty cool, and I have to admit, I think it's great. I find it fun that I'm there to help. I am there to make more content for them, and I just think it's great. So overall, I'm excited. I think it's some great news, and as always, we have a video to get into. So let's just get into it. So we have an article from geeksandgamers.com titled 5 DC Characters James Gunn Should Have No Creative Involvement With. So we're just going to talk about this because honestly, I think it's a good subject. And any reason for me to shit on James Gunn is fun. I'm kidding. I don't just do this shit on James Gunn. I actually care about the DC property, so I don't want shit quality from a guy who should know better. So anyway, right here it says, there's a difference between being funny and being flippant, between having a vision and having a playlist. James Gunn doesn't always seem to understand that difference, and DC characters suffer for it. Ever since The Suicide Squad, Creature Commandos, Superman, and Peacemaker, DC fans have been bracing for impact, wondering what James Gunn has in store for their favorite characters. With Gunn in the driver's seat for the entire DC universe, the fear isn't unwarranted. He's a guy who treats every scene like a setup for a punchline, every tragedy like an excuse to cue a 70s rock track. Yeah, he's not wrong. And while that works fine for talking raccoons and walking trees in a self-contained Guardians of the Galaxy adventure, it's the cinematic equivalent of sticking googly eyes on the Mona Lisa when it comes to some characters within the DC mythos. Normally, what wouldn't be too worrying after all, most studio heads delegate. Gunn, however, seems to be everywhere. He's not just directing the Superman family movies, he's giving interviews, so many interviews. And yes, that's one of his biggest problems is he does not know how to shut up. He does not know how to stop talking. It's annoying. About every character in the DCU, he's talked about everything from personally overseeing Supergirl's casting choices to weighing in on the design and story direction of Batman the Brave and the Bold. It's becoming clear that Gunn isn't merely running DC Studios, he's trying to leave his fingerprints on everything that moves. And that's exactly why fans should be concerned. Now, before we begin, it is important to note that this isn't 5 characters that shouldn't appear in James Gunn's universe, just 5 characters that James Gunn needs to let other people handle creatively. So, before anyone lets the man with the mixtape near some of the company's sacred icons, here are 5 DC characters James Gunn should absolutely, positively stay away from. Number 1, Batman. Gotham isn't a comedy club. Now, that's true. First of all, yes, Batman is not a comedy club, and James would massacre Batman if he has any contact with him. I have no faith that he will do Batman any justice. I don't have any faith for him. I do not have any optimism or hope that Gunn will make Batman faithful, because one, his few of his comments are particularly concerning, because he pretty much implied that the suit isn't important to Batman's character, which is bullcrap. When you look at Batman, what do you see? You see an iconic suit, the bat emblem, the either dark blue cape and cowl. Batman, as I was saying, James Gunn would not do Batman justice, because when you look at Batman, you see an iconic symbol, ears, the cowl, the emblem, the colors, whether it's black and gray or gold with a touch of yellow or gold, it works. You see who it is, you know exactly who it is. So Gunn saying stuff like, "Oh, the suit isn't the most important part." Now I get it. He's not saying it's not important. It's just saying it's not his priority. And I'm like, well, you can have multiple priorities. You can. It is possible. But the issue is, I don't have faith in him, especially after Creature Commandos was a fail. Superman lost $42 million, and Peacemaker was a massive letdown. So I do not want him to ruin this, and I do not want him to touch it. So I agree with this wholeheartedly. And again, Joker's another one. Joker is another one who I completely agree. And yes, this statement right here is James Gunn loves misunderstood villains. He does. Very much so. Love misunderstood villains. So he would massacre Joker in every sense of the way. He'd make him a sympathetic villain and saying, "Oh my gosh, guys, he's not really the real villain here, guys. You gotta understand that." And he would just ruin him, and his jokes would be god awful. He wouldn't be funny. He'd be the James Gunn funny, and it wouldn't work. It would not work for Joker as a character, and he would massacre the character. So on to the next one. It is Darkseid. Absolutely, gosh damn. Oh, I can already see so much wrong that Gunn can do with Darkseid. And yes, it's right here. The last character who should ever crack a joke. Darkseid is ridiculously serious. No jokes, no humor, barely even a smile at times. And when he smiles, it's not because he's happy. It's not because he's enjoyed like with such glee or such positivity. It's just because either something's amused him so much so that he would crack a smirk, or, which is extremely rare, but it's not. And Gunn would very likely make him a jokey character, or I'll make him the butt of every joke, and it would just be so cringy. Oh, God, I can already see how he'd ruin it. And Martian Manhunter is number 4, which, oh God, they would make him an allegory for immigration. They'd ruin him. They would ruin him. They'd make him an allegory for illegal immigration, and they'd have him experience so much hate and all that from people. And James Gunn would ruin him. Gunn would shit on his character, because Gunn is not as talented as people act like he is. He's not. I had this foolish notion that he was very talented, that he could handle the DC universe. I was wrong. I was so wrong. I gave him a benefit of doubt when I watched when he released Creature Commandos. I was like, okay, it's one more obscure thing. It's gonna be fine. And I was like, Superman, guys, we don't need to worry about that. It's not gonna be horrible. So don't worry about it. And I watched it and I was like, okay, I enjoyed it. More I thought about it, though, it's not good. It's not. But yeah, Martian Manhunter is, oh God, he'd ruin him. Man, Yeah, he would turn it into a joke. He'd turn him into a joke, and like he'd make jokes and all that. He'd just ruin it. Oh, okay. Now that's someone I didn't think about. Etrigan. I'm probably mispronouncing that. But Etrigan the demon. For those of you who don't know, he's not exactly a funny character. He's not. He speaks in like kind of yeah. He speaks poetically. He speaks like action like in action like dark poetry. He speaks very grim and dark poetry, and that's how he speaks in rhymes and poetry. And that's how he speaks. That's how he would make his character. But Gunn does not know how to do that. He would massacre the character and ruin him. Oh God, dude, he just massacre him, and like I cannot imagine. I cannot see. Oh gosh. Okay, so Gunn needs to not touch any of these characters, and I think this is a great list. Etrigan was definitely one I wasn't expecting. Batman was absolutely one I was expecting. Joker was a very likely one. Martian Manhunter was I could guess that one. Dark Side makes sense, and Etrigan was the one that caught me off guard. But I agree, absolutely. Gunn should not touch Etrigan because Gunn could not write with that. He'd make some dumb jokes, or make him a witty, goofy character and all that. And it just, man, he'd ruin him so bad. But yeah, that's it. That's pretty much what this article says that here at Geeks Gamer is pretty much 5 characters. But yeah, right here it says the issue with James Gunn isn't that he is incapable of direct. It seems to be that he can't help himself. He has to wink at the audience to make everything ironic, and in doing so, he kills sincerity. He does. Don't get me wrong. All the jokes you see that you don't like in Marvel are James Gunn's fault. All of them. It's the Guardians of the Galaxy effect, or the Gunn effect. When he took over Guardians of the Galaxy was a popular and very successful movie. So Marvel was like, oh, people like that humor. I'm like, no, people like it for that movie. You don't need everything else. You don't. But they have it in so many other things. So again, Gunn does not need to be involved with any of those characters. I could also list a few other characters. I can say Green Arrow is another one. Um, Flash. And I'm talking about Barry Allen and Wally West. Flash. Bane. Bane is definitely a character that he should not touch at all. That Gunn should not touch. I'd say Killer Croc. For the DCU, there's a lot of characters he should not touch. I'd say even Shazam. He should not like go near Shazam because Shazam has a more childish humor, but yeah, I don't know. I don't trust Gunn for most characters in DCU. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below, and I will. And as always, like and subscribe and share on your preferred social media platform. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out and God bless.